guys, this is Shen.
And I'm Siri.
And welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Before we start, please subscribe to this channel. To celebrate Women's History Month, we will be discussing cases that involve violence against women for the whole month of March. So today's case is part 2 of the École Polytechnique massacre. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go check out part 1 on my channel or click the link in the description below. Sometime after 4 p.m. on December 6, 1989, Marc Lépine arrived at the building housing the École Polytechnique, an engineering school affiliated with the Université de Montréal, armed with a Ruger Mini 14 rifle and a hunting knife. Lépine had purchased the gun less than a month earlier on November 21st in a Checkmate sports store in Montreal. He had told the clerk that he was going to use it to hunt small game. Lépine had been in and around the École Polytechnique building at least 7 times in the weeks leading up to December 6th.
Why is this important? Didn't he study there?
No, he couldn't get in.
Oh, he doesn't go to this university?
No, he was planning to, but his credits didn't match up.
Oh.
Lépine first sat in the office of the registrar on the second floor for a while, where he was seen rummaging through a plastic bag. He did not speak to anyone, even when a staff member asked if she could help him. Lépine left the office and was subsequently seen in other parts of the building before entering a second-floor mechanical engineering class of about 60 students at about 5:10 p.m. After approaching the student giving a presentation, he asked everyone to stop everything and ordered the women and men to opposite sides of the classroom. No one moved at first, believing it to be a joke until he fired a shot into the ceiling. Lépine then separated the 9 women from the approximately 50 men and ordered the men to leave.
There were 50 men. They could have done something. They could have literally overpowered him.
He asked the remaining women whether they knew why they were there. And when one student replied no, he answered, "I am fighting feminism." One of the students, Natalie Provost, said, "Look, we are just women studying engineering, not necessarily feminists ready to march on the streets to shout we are against men, just students intent on leading a normal life." Lépine responded, "You're a woman. You are going to be engineers. You are all bunch of feminists. I hate feminists." He then opened fire on the students from left to right, killing 6 and wounding 3 others. Before leaving the room, he wrote the word shit twice on a student project.
Such a mad guy. Like, what did he even achieve? The hell? Just because they're smarter than him? And they could get into engineering courses and he sucks and he couldn't?
I don't understand.
Dumbass.
Such a sore loser.
I know, right?
Lépine continued into the second floor corridor and wounded 3 students before entering another room where he twice attempted to shoot a female student. When his weapon failed to fire, he entered the emergency staircase where he was seen reloading his gun. He returned to the room he had just left, but the students had locked the door. Lépine failed to unlock it with 3 shots fired into the door. Moving along the corridor, he shot at others, wounding 1, before moving towards the financial services office where he shot and killed Myris Lagagna through the window of the door she had just locked.
Damn. This is a staff lady?
Most likely it's a staff lady. He next went down to the first floor cafeteria, in which about 100 people were gathered. The crowd scattered after he shot a woman standing near the kitchens and wounded another student. Entering an unlocked storage area at the end of the cafeteria, Lépine shot and killed 2 more women hiding there. He told a male and a female student to come out from under a table. They complied and were not shot. Such a noble guy.
He just wanted them to comply. Then why did he shoot the first females? Like, he told them to line up and they did line up, and then he still shot them.
I have no idea. His morals are twisted. Lépine then walked up an escalator to the 3rd floor where he shot and wounded 1 female and 2 male students in the corridor. He entered another classroom and told the 3 students giving a presentation to get out.
So these kids, they couldn't hear the shooting going around. They were giving presentations.
That is so true because it's downstairs.
Like, what? Like, these must be some, like, good soundproof doors or something.
Maybe their buildings are way too big.
Yeah, could be. The long hallways, doors closed.
I'm pretty sure they have labs in mechanical buildings, so they're used to hearing noises. shooting and wounding Myres Leclerc, who was standing on the low platform at the front of the classroom. He fired on students in the front row and then killed two women who were trying to escape the room, while other students dove under their desks. Lépine moved towards some of the female students, wounding three of them and killing another.
It just seems like he's just going room to room and shooting a couple, room to room, shooting a couple.
He changed the magazine in his weapon and moved to the front of the class, shooting in all directions. At this point, the wounded Leclerc asked for help. Lépine unsheathed his hunting knife and stabbed her 3 times, killing her. He took off his cap, wrapped his coat around his rifle, exclaimed, "Oh shit," and then died by suicide, shooting himself in the head 20 minutes after having began his attack. About 60 unfired cartridges remained in the boxes he carried with him. After briefing reporters outside, Montreal Police Director of Public Relations Pierre Leclerc entered the building and found his daughter Myres' stabbed body.
He killed one of the police dudes. Oh god, that's horrible to find. And she was the only one that was stabbed.
Yeah, imagine a father finding his daughter's dead body.
When I hear stuff like this, and then the argument in America is just that like responsible people with guns can fight against irresponsible people with guns, like this one. But I don't think Canada is like pro gun like US. So what do you think would have happened if someone in that building had a gun? Like, also I'm pretty sure US colleges have guards, like actual police patrolling. I mean, this took 20 minutes and I didn't hear anything about any police getting informed, anyone rushing. Like,
True. 20 minutes is a long time.
do you think having a gun would have helped?
I'm not sure, honestly. I mean,
Because this whole time that I was listening, I was hoping like just someone came out with their own gun and shot him dead, or someone hit him like pepper spray him or something. But just obviously people are just frozen because not everybody is they don't hear gunshots normally. It just you've never even seen a gun. It just freezes you. But I was hoping, despite knowing what was gonna happen.
I'm not sure if that would help. Honestly, I didn't want him to get away this easy.
Didn't his suicide seem sudden? He just like stabbed her, and then I mean, it doesn't really say how many minutes he waited after that, but it just like he wrapped his clothes on a rifle and then he said, "Oh shit," and then shot himself.
It is sudden because he has like 60 more cartridges left.
And it didn't sound like anybody was coming. If police were getting closer, then they commit suicide.
Yeah, I don't know. He just probably felt like, hey, it's time to go. He knows he messed up.
He did it like without any hesitation.
You think he already planned the suicide and he thought that, hey, I'm gonna die anyway, and I wanted to kill a bunch of women, and that's why he did it?
Oh, yeah, people do that. There have been cases where airplane pilots wanted to commit suicide, and then they committed suicide by bringing the plane down with them, killing like 200 people.
Like, I don't want to die alone.
Yeah, no justice because he killed himself.
Lépine's inside jacket pocket contained a suicide letter and 2 letters to friends, all dated the day of the massacre. Some details from the suicide letter were revealed by the police 2 days after the event, but the full text was not disclosed. The media brought an unsuccessful access to information case to compel the police to release the suicide letter. A year after the attack, Lépine's 3-page statement was leaked to journalist and feminist Francine Pelletier. It contained a list of 19 Quebec women whom Lépine apparently wished to kill because he considered them feminists. The list included Pelletier herself, as well as a union leader, a politician, a TV personality, and 6 police officers who had come to Lépine's attention as they were on the same volleyball team.
The list included herself? The list of women were not students. None of them were students.
No, they weren't.
So he is an incel, and he just saw women owning it and being powerful on whatever they were doing, and he was jealous and he made a list. He wrote 2 letters to his friends. I would love to read that. Like, did they release what he said to his friends? What kind of friends does this man have?
The letter, without the list of women, was subsequently published in the newspaper La Presse, where Peltier was a columnist. Lépine wrote that he considered himself rational and that he blamed feminists for ruining his life. He outlined his reasons for the attack, including his anger towards feminists for seeking social changes that retain the advantages of being women while trying to grab those of the men. He also mentioned Denis Lorte, a Canadian Armed Forces corporal who killed 3 government employees and wounded 13 others in an armed attack on the National Assembly of Quebec on May 7, 1984.
So his inspiration was another mass shooter.
Yeah.
It's like, like an award speech. Like, I would like to thank all my bullies, my rejection letter from college, and this random mass shooter. He's messed up in the head. That's what it is.
He is messed up in the head. I don't know where his hatred for women stemmed from. Pretty weird that he never showed any signs of mental illness.
Especially if his entire family consisted of women.
True. Male survivors of the massacre have been subjected to criticism for not intervening to stop Lépine. In an interview immediately after the event, a reporter asked one of the men why they abandoned the women when it was clear that Lépine's targets were women. René Gilbert, the sergeant at arms who persuaded Denis Lorte to surrender during his 1984 attack, said that someone should have intervened, at least to distract Lépine, but acknowledged that ordinary citizens cannot be expected to react heroically in the midst of terror. Right-wing newspaper columnist Marc suggested that male inaction during the massacre illustrated a culture of passivity prevalent among men in Canada, which enabled Lépine's shooting spree. Yet the defining image of contemporary Canadian maleness is not M. Lépine/Gabi, but the professors and the men in the classroom, who, ordered to leave by the lone gunman, meekly did so and abandoned their female classmates to their fate, an act of abdication that would have been unthinkable in almost any other culture throughout human history.
They're saying Canadian men are like subservient. Oh, wow. What is their plan then? Teach Canadian men to be more brave? I don't think they could expect for like students, they're basically students, to risk their lives and not run away in front of a gunman.
Exactly.
Did none of these men run outside and go get help or call for help that should have reached this dude faster than 20 minutes? Did they go outside and do what? Hide?
Male students and staff expressed feelings of remorse for not having attempted to prevent the shooting. But Natalie Provost, one of the female survivors, said that she felt that nothing could have been done to prevent the tragedy and that her fellow students should not feel guilty.
She's really brave.
It felt like it could have been prevented. He was lurking around for weeks, for days.
But can you tell, like, he looks like a student?
I don't know, suspicious people always look suspicious. The incident is the deadliest mass shooting in modern Canadian history. In a search for rationale since the attack, there have been debates over various interpretations of the events, their significance, and the shooter's motives. Many characterize the massacre as an anti-feminist attack representative of wider societal violence against women. The anniversary of the massacre has been commemorated as the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. Other interpretations emphasize the shooter's abuse as a child or suggest that the massacre was simply the isolated act of a madman unrelated to larger social issues. Still, other commentators have blamed violence in the media and increasing poverty, isolation, and alienation in society, particularly in immigrant communities.
What do they mean by abusive childhood? I forgot. What did his dad do something to him?
Yeah, his dad used to beat him up and verbally abuse him.
For that, he shot a bunch of women as an adult. The rest of his life was fine, wasn't it? I don't think this explains it.
It does not.
Also, why is it that all these abusive abuse people just take out their anger on women.
The incident led to more stringent gun control laws in Canada. It also introduced changes in the tactical response of police to shootings, changes which were later credited with minimizing casualties during the Dawson College shooting.
So it helped in the other shooting.
Yeah.
In the last episode, didn't we hear something like there were people who also supported what he did? I hope they're all on the list, because if they think shooting women by like basically just killing your competition is men's right, then they should be on a list. They should be on a watch list. Even if they've done nothing, they deserve to be on a watch list for having these views.
It's true. Yeah, because you never know. You never know when someone's gonna snap. They'll just decide one day
like this one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video.
And thank you for joining us.
If you like this drawing and you want to see the finished piece, please check out my Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which true crime or supernatural case you would like to see next, or if you have a story of your own you would like to share, you can send them to me to my email or my Instagram.
Or on our subreddit. All the links will be in the description down below. Subscribe for more videos like this, and if you're already subscribed, please click the bell to be notified in the future.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya!